Previously on the diary.
Jessica is awake again. She survived once more yet another attempt on her life. Fortunately, the blood clots that formed from the septic shock that block oxygen and nutrients did not seem to damage any vital organs. They managed to stay away from her heart, kidneys, liver, and brain. Even if you don't go to prison, you will at least be sent to a mental facility for God knows how long. Why would you do that? You know me. Sometimes people do all sorts of crazy things for love.
You know, Diary, sometimes people do all sorts of crazy things for love.
Jessica, if someone gave you a compliment that was based purely on your physical appearance, would you be offended by it, or would it make your day? I would actually smile and my day would have been made. Okay, imagine you found out that someone fantasizes about you romantically. It's someone that you also find attractive. Maybe it is someone that I secretly feel similarly for, and realizing that the desire is mutual might be a long overdue and very refreshing surprise. Sweeps me off my feet. I think I feel the same way. Yep, I guess we both feel the same way.
The following takes place on July 12, 2015.
Dear Diary, Jessica just told me that the male nurse I crossed on my way in was delivering some bad news to her. He said that her doctors had spoken too soon about the damage to one of her kidneys. As it turns out, the blood clots did affect her to the point where one of them has started to fail. This will most likely happen to the other one as well, shortly after, she said. As you know, this is a life-threatening problem. It crushed my heart to hear her say that. After all we've been through, I couldn't believe that we're still back here again with yet another threat that she will not get to throw a feat for her birthday next December. What she didn't know was that before this happened, I had actually thought of the possibility, and I proactively had my kidneys checked out to see if we would even be a match. And as luck would have it, we are. Her dad's appointment was scheduled for tomorrow in case I turned out negative. I basically sat silently for 3 minutes listening to her slowly and carefully share with me the bad news. She really tried to make sure I wouldn't feel too worried or disappointed at the turn of events. I so wanted to interrupt her, but I didn't want to diminish her feelings. When she finished talking, we both had tears in our eyes. And then I said, Jessica, as long as you don't give up on yourself, I will never leave your side. You can have my kidney. I already had it checked and we're a match. Just say the word and it's yours. She just closed her eyes and crinkled her nose, trying not to shed more tears. Then she said, I can't ask you to do that. You've already done so much for me. You're not asking. I'm offering. Besides, I don't even like that kidney. I was already thinking of returning it for store credit anyway. Why are you so nice to me? This was the question that killed me. I wanted to tell her right then and there everything about how I feel inside and how I am. I'm even scared of writing it now. How could I tell her then? Besides, it wasn't the right thing to do. Telling her how I feel makes me sound like all I have ever done for her in the past or will ever do for her in the future has been with the sole purpose of getting something in return. It invalidates every good thing I've ever done for her and paints it all with a brush of manipulation to steer her feelings in my direction. It's as if I were guilting her into having no other choice but to reciprocate my feelings. I can't do that to her. It's not how I want her to feel. I want it to come from her, from free will. I can't make her choose between me or certain death. Of course, if I don't take this chance to confess, she might just never figure it out on her own, and I'll have to make a conscious effort not to tell her every single waking hour for the rest of my life. And I know it will try to come out of me like a system of geysers, where if I manage to plug one in somehow, it might just come spewing out another hole. I would have to give up right now on ever telling her. But it's ultimately not fair for her. So I kept my ulterior motives to myself against the urge felt by my every cell. I had to stab my own heart in the back so I could say, just because. But she didn't let it go. Just because what? Just because that is what you need. Just because I can. Just because it's the right thing to do. Just because sometimes people do crazy things. She knew the end to that phrase. She then called me by name and tenderly said, Don't be scared. Please tell me the truth. Are you trying to tell me that you're truly madly deeply? Diary, I wanted to peel my face off. I didn't know how else to get out of it. I tried. I really tried. But it came out of me like my life depended on it. She just stared at me. Her silence made me feel even worse than before. I felt as if my heart somehow got a hold of the knife I used to stab it with, and then it turned around and stabbed me with it for a change. I immediately regretted saying it and was shaken to my core about it, but at the same time I felt such incredible relief and peace of mind that it was finally out. This must be how a grenade feels in those brief moments after the safety pin has been pulled out, but before it goes kablooey. And then she started laughing. Not with me, at me. Really laughing, until she finally said, "Oh, you poor thing! My kidneys are fine. There is nothing wrong with them. You should have seen the look on your face. I got you good." And that was it. She turned around to watch TV. A rerun of The Simpsons was on, season 4, episode 8. She completely ignored my confession. And as I started to melt, cry, and slowly decompose on the inside, I realized that the reign of evil Jessica had just begun. Which leads me to Jessica. If I give her my blood, I will pass on to her whatever evil blood DNA virus thingy I possess.